Hey everybody, it's Stacia 2.0. I wanted to talk a little bit today about fat shaming. Everybody is talking about fat shaming right now. You've all seen a video, I'm sure, which really, I'm not even going to say who it is. It's supposed to be, this fat shaming until you lose weight. That's not how fat shaming works. Fat shaming does not make people feel like, oh, you know what, she's totally right. I am fat and I never noticed before because I've lived my whole life without a mirror, and I think I'm gonna go lose weight now because a total stranger just fat shamed me into feeling so fat and disgusting and worthless that I should go do something about it. No, that's not how it works. What fat shaming does is it makes you feel like a completely worthless human being. It makes you feel less than everybody else around you. It makes you feel worthless and ugly. For me, it makes me not realize those things in the moment until I'm in a depression that I just don't understand. Several years ago, I probably wasn't even as heavy as I was probably as heavy as I am now because I've lost 118 pounds. Several years ago, I was dealing with some emotional things and I was visiting some people, and a person who had been drinking came up to me and told me that I was going to die. Very matter-of-factly said, "Stacia, you're going to die and I don't want you to die." In that moment, I did not hear, "I don't want you to die." In that moment, I heard, "You're going to die because you're fat." And he went on this 20-minute rant of obesity and how it's so wrong and what I'm doing to my body. And I was just like, oh, wow. I never looked at it that way. I had no idea that obesity was going to eventually kill me. Newsflash, yes I did. In that moment, I was just frustrated. I was annoyed. Not until right now, actually, when I'm thinking about what I'm going to tell you, did I realize in that moment was just another bit of the scaffolding that led me into a really deep depression. The next day, I had a complete mental breakdown. I ended up driving like an hour out of my way to randomly fall upon the steps of my ex-stepmom's porch. Uninvited, unexpected. Someone I hadn't talked to in a long time, hoping that someone would be there for me. And she was, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't what I had expected or what I was hoping for in that moment. She had a new family and whatever, but it led me to a moment of not knowing where I belonged in the world because I was too fat to be in this world because I was gonna die because that's what somebody told, and that's not okay. You right there do not have the right to tell somebody those things. A doctor has the right to tell somebody those things. Someone who you honestly love and value and cherish so deeply, like your spouse or your sibling, who takes it in a very, very empathetic way to really talk to you about it, and not just say you're going to die, because that's not okay ever. Fat shaming does the exact opposite. In the last year and a half, I guess, I've worked really, really hard to get myself healthy. I was 500 pounds last October. It is 11 months later now, and I'm down 118 pounds naturally. In the last, 3 or 4 months, I've only lost 18 pounds. And I'll tell you why. Fat shaming, bullying, hating, keyboard warriors, people who make you feel less than you are worthy of feeling, will do anything to make you feel less than them. Why do I allow myself to let people who don't know me, who genuinely do not care about me, but that's okay because they don't know me and I don't know them. So you know what? I've allowed myself to have high highs and low lows, and a lot of lows in the last several months. I'm not eating perfectly. I'm not working out. I'm not mentally in my game. I am 100% about a mind, body, soul experience and a health journey and losing weight, you know, encompassing all three of those factors. And I'm not doing that right now, and I haven't been for several months. And yes, that's my fault. You know, yes, I have control over that, but I've also suffered from depression and anxiety my whole life, so I handle things differently than some people do. I don't do well with somebody telling me that I'm not good enough. If I'm told I'm dumb, if I told I'm too stupid, if I told that I'm not going to succeed to anything, unfortunately, that made me get really bad grades growing up. I believe the negative things people tell me. And that's not something that is easily explained to other people. When I believe those things that are not true, that are not accurate, I mean, people are saying heinous, awful lies about me. They think that everything I talk about is a lie when I have proof of every single thing I've ever done or ever talked about or ever said online. I have proof of that. Am I going to take my time to prove that to them? Maybe someday if it comes to that, but not right now, because I don't want to have to play that game. And for me, I've realized that fat shaming video probably made a lot of people feel really awful about themselves. And that fat shaming video opened my eyes to see how I've dealt with fat shaming in my life, how I've dealt with bullies in my life, and how my depression and my anxiety allows those negative people into my head and into my heart and into my soul. And I can't do that. I mean, I was suicidal last year. I was ready to stop hurting so deeply that I was going to end my life. And I didn't. I went to therapy and I got my mind healthy. And I can do that again. And that's where I'm at right now in my journey. Journeys, especially when you have hundreds of pounds to lose. I don't have 50 pounds. I had 330 pounds to lose. So when you have hundreds of pounds to lose, it's going to be a long ass journey. I have made the choices I've made to get me to 500 pounds are not easily reversible. I've never really been the most responsible person. So for me to, you know, have my own apartment and be living on my own and taking care of myself, starting at 500 pounds and getting down to 382 is a huge victory for me. So when people rip me apart for being irresponsible and being fat and being lazy and being, you know, stupid and all of these awful things that they say about me, that freaking hurts, right? That doesn't feel good, because for several months I felt on top of the world. I felt like I finally had a chance to get my life in order, and I was killing it because I felt good, because nobody was around me telling me that I couldn't do it. I didn't have anybody around me to say that I wasn't worthy of anything, to talk down to me. I had rid myself of every toxic relationship that I've had in the past several years, and some of those people were family. To me, that was one of the most important, impactful moments of my journey, because I didn't have negativity. Some people may say, well, that's childish. You're going to have negativity in your life. You have to learn to get over that. And you're right, I do have to, but on my time, not on yours. For me to have had that experience and do so well, and then all of a sudden just be flooded with hurtful, hateful words from a handful of people who don't understand me and don't understand how my depression and my anxiety work. My depression and my anxiety, because it might be different from yours. They don't understand how I work, so they're going to bully me into making me a better person. It doesn't work that way, honey. It doesn't work that way. I'm not going to, you know, be what you want me to be. I'm going to be what I want me to be. And right now, I want to get healthy, and I want to get mentally healthy And I can do that without all of your hatred. And I can do that without all of your criticism. And I can do that without all of your negative comments about how you want me to live my life. It's as simple as that. There's no reason for us to be shaming people for being too fat or too skinny or too tall or too short or too from a different country that we don't understand. When we don't understand people, that's when trouble happens. When we don't try to understand people, that's even worse. That's just not how life should work. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm human. I was not a nice person a lot of my childhood, a lot of my youth. I was angry. I was depressed. I was angry. I didn't understand why I felt the way I felt, why I looked the way I looked, why things happened to me the way they happened to me. I was an angry person. And what makes me feel better is being a happy person. What makes me feel better is being a good person. Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't it make sense to be kind to somebody else? Doesn't it make sense to be kind to everybody? It makes sense to me, and it's something that I'm working on. Again, I'm not perfect. I get very defensive when I feel attacked. But what makes me feel worse is attacking back. Makes me feel so much worse. So if we could just not attack people in the first place, then they're not going to have to fight back with more attacking words. And then everybody can be nice. I mean, it's back to kindergarten. Be nice to people. Fat shaming sucks. Bullying sucks. And it shouldn't happen ever to anybody. I know that if and when I ever have children, they will not be the bullies. And they will be taught to treat everybody with respect and everybody with kindness, because that's how the world should work. It sucks that that girl made that video. You know, like, that shouldn't, you know what? It doesn't suck because it's got a lot of us talking. Yeah, that video has millions of views, but there are millions of views of tons of different people making their own video to respond to it. And see that from so many different angles is a good thing. Sometimes there's good that comes out of bad, you know? Unfortunately, the woman who did it doesn't care. She's made that very clear. But it's definitely got a lot of people talking, so do yourself a favor and be nicer to people. It genuinely will make you feel really, really good. The next time you feel yourself talking down or talking crap about somebody, just back off of it. Leave whatever you said, and either apologize or erase it. That's easy. Or stop mid-sentence when you're about to gossip and talk crap about somebody, and just don't do it, because it's not a good feeling. It doesn't feel good to put other people down. And if it feels good to you, then maybe you're the one who might need some therapy. I mean, it's just a thought. All right, well, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and you can like, subscribe, please comment. We want to get a conversation going about this, and you know, if I said something wrong, let me know in the comments. I definitely would love to hear about it. I want to grow from the bullying and the hatred that I've been feeling and been experiencing. I want to move on from that, and I want to learn how to grow from it and not let it keep me down anymore, because I still have 200 pounds to go. And if I let those people keep me down, it's gonna take a really, really, really long time. So I kind of need to start feeling better about myself, and I can do that. I've done it before, and I'm feeling pretty good today, or I wouldn't have been able to make this video. So thanks. And if you guys are interested in following a weight loss journey who talks a lot about, you know, mental health and suicide prevention and, you know, all those things, give me a follow. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Stacia 2.0. I don't really do Twitter because I don't really understand it, but I'm on there too. Anyway, thanks guys. Bye.